Hey guys, Catherine here, and today I'm going to show you how I make a folder insert. Now there are different ways that you can make folder inserts, one that just flip a page up over and slide it in, simpler ones than the one that I'm going to do, but I like a little bit of contrast, a flat background with pieces of paper that have texture to them. So in order to make my folder insert, what I've done is prepared a 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock, as I normally would, because that's what I set my traveler's notebook size to, is the 8.5 by 11, so that I can work with the standard size printed paper and cardstock, which makes it easier. And then I have scored a couple of creases down the center so that I can make it curve around the outside of another insert or a couple of inserts if I want it to go around more than one. Then what I've done is I've taken and cut a pocket. It's just a rectangle of paper with this pattern that I'm doing right now on it, and it is, there you go, let me grab a ruler. This one is 3 3/4 inches by 5 inches. And that I'm going to put on this side of the folder insert. And then I've also got another pocket that is a rectangle with an angle cut out of it, and it is also 3 3/4 wide, but it is 6 1/4 inches tall. And then I've got this little bit of paper, which is just a 1-inch piece that is 3 inches long, and it's got creases to allow it to make that shape so that I can put like an extra pen in it if I come across an extra pen that I need to keep and I don't have enough pen clips. And when I don't have a pen in it, it will lie flat so that it doesn't bulk out my notebook in this shape. It's just a backup. And I know making them out of paper is not a very durable or long-lasting thing to do, but it doesn't need to be durable or long-lasting. It's just there in case I need it. And it can fold flat when I don't. So I've got these bits that I've done, that I showed you how to do before, just the same length as the paper, and then a inch wide and with a score at 1/2 inch so that I can fold them in half. And what I'm going to do is start by folding it in half, cutting the bottom at a cutting from the crease over at a 45-degree angle, and I'm just guessing, I'm not being exact, and then laying that here at the bottom and cutting it at a 45-degree angle from where my spine creases start. There we go. And I need another one of the same size for the other side, so I'm going to take another one and do the same thing, but these sides are equal width, so I can just cut this one to the same length as the previous one was cut. There we are. So now that gives me the 2 bottom ends. I'm going to do the same thing for the tall side, but I know that these are already the correct length, so I'm just going to cut them at the 45-degree angle. Go. And there we are. And then I've got 2 pieces for the sides as well to hold down the pockets. Now comes the gluing. And for this, I want to take and find my bottom and then run a small bead of glue all the way around. Go. And then set it down on my backing so that it's close but not quite all the way to the edge, and smooth it down. And then I do want to iron this as well because I hate waiting for glue to dry. It's one of my pet peeves. But it's not a good idea to iron on wax paper. It just doesn't do any good in general. So I'm going to pop a cutting mat down underneath that and set my hot iron on top of it just for a couple seconds, just to set the glue. Because waiting for glue to dry is awful, and I don't want to do it, and I don't have to. Go. There we are. And then the bottom, fold over. I'm going to take and just run a bit of glue along the very bottom of the page and flatten out my bit that is cut to the right length and line it up with the edge and smooth it on, and then set my iron on that. And while that's going, I will put glue on the long side, just a small bead of the side piece. Pull my iron off of there and pop this piece on here, lined up with the bottom and the top, so that it can fold around the edge, and smooth it on and set it down. And while it's on there, I will run a bit of glue along the side of this pocket and the bottom, leaving this side unglued because I don't want it to have glue on it. I want it to be able to be a free edge. And then I will do something very similar in that I will line it up almost to the edge of the paper and smooth it on. And then take my iron and move this over onto the cutting mat and set it on here. And while it's on there, I will take a bit of glue and put it on the other short piece that we cut. And then move this up to here so that I can get in underneath around it and put this short piece on here and line it up and set that there. And then while that's on there, I want to grab this and put just like an X of glue. And then to make sure that it's going to be able to fold flat, what I want to do is set one side down where I want it, very near to the edge of the paper, and then fold the flat part down so that it sets flat, because I want it to be able to end up flat. So it needs to start out that way. And then I'm going to set the iron on the one side. And give it a couple seconds just to harden up that glue, and then flip it over and set the iron on the other side and give it a couple seconds to harden up that side of glue. And while that's going, I will take my glue and run a little bit of glue down the long piece there, and then pull my iron off and flip this long piece over onto here and line it up with the edges and smooth it down, and then set my iron down on top of that so that it cures that glue real quick. And there we go. There we have it. The folder insert. Now I am going to fold these tabs back and glue them down to the other side, but I want to put some decoration on the other side before I do that. That way these flaps just cover it and give it that nice finished edge from the inside to the outside. And I'm going to decorate it how I want, but if you are going to do a folder insert, you can decorate it how you want. Put whatever papers and stickers and things that you like on it, because that is the whole beauty of the Traveler's Notebook. It is something that you can do to make it useful and functional and beautiful to you. So this is what I have done today. Why don't you tell me what you're doing today? I would love to hear from you. And if you did like this video, go ahead and like it. And if you haven't yet, subscribe, because that way you will get the opportunity to see more of my videos, because I'm making things like this or things like the Sculpey Charms or pouring resin all the time. And I was glad to see you guys today, and see you all next time. Bye!